I didn't see you there. Welcome to my first video. Alright guys, so for real, welcome. I'm done playing around now. I'm not done playing around. But today we're going to be talking about biography. See, it's just like the normal classroom. Got my coffee. We're ready to go, right? Awesome. Okay, anyway, so today I have given you an assignment where we're going to start exploring biography. I have one based on an NBA player who actually played for the Mavericks back in the day. I think he retired in 2016, but it's still relevant. Anyways, we'll talk about that more later, but for now, let me introduce you guys to a couple of the elements of biography. Okay, so biography, if you break down that word, bio, B-I-O, is another word for life. That's the root. So we are actually going to be reading about someone's life. So authors write biographies to tell the story of someone's life. If you happen to see auto, which means that they're writing them themselves, you're doing it yourself, it's auto. That means that the famous person is more or less making like a memoir about themselves. They're writing about their own life, which is always interesting. But usually it's an author who chooses this person because they've done something fantastic for the world and they want to share their story. All right, let's keep rolling. That could have gone poorly. Okay, so what I really like about biographies is they are technically nonfiction, but they're interesting because they have a lot of elements of fiction. So for example, they're going to have like a storyline, you're going to have your main characters, you're going to have your setting, you're going to have the whole plot curve, you're going to have the beginning, the middle, the end. Usually it's going to have like a problem and a solution, so they're very interesting to read. Now sometimes they'll tell the whole story of somebody's life, sometimes they'll zoom in on one little section of somebody's life. It's whatever the author chooses to do in their craft. So now the nonfiction elements. This adds another layer of understanding whenever we are reading our biographies. So they will add different text structures. Remember, we learned about those before we all left. Like they might organize it by like cause and effect. They might show problem solution. They might just tell a story in order, which is most likely what you're going to see. There might be, what am I missing? Problem, solution, cause and effect. Oh, compare and contrast. Sometimes it'll show you two different things. But usually it's going to be in that order because they're trying to tell a story like fiction. Okay. They also add different text features, such as maybe they'll put a timeline in so they can clearly show you when something's happening in order. Sometimes they will go ahead and add pictures with captions. They can explain why they're showing something. Sometimes maps to show you where they're at. They'll show you pictures of the person to show you how they looked, or pictures from their childhood. Really give that reader a visual. Yeah. Okay, so now some of the things that you might learn in biography, I've listed here. You're probably going to learn their birthday, so you know about what time period they grew up in, whether it's something more recent that would happen now, or if it's something from way back when, so it gives you another level of understanding, so why they have certain things, certain technology, etc. It'll tell you about their family usually. It might tell you like who they married nowadays, or it might tell you like who their mom and dad were, maybe like what they did for a living, what kind of background did they have growing up, like were they rich, were they poor, what kind of experiences did they have. Childhood that goes along with their family. Sometimes it'll explain maybe they overcame adversity or some hardships before they became the great famous person that they are today. Career, it's going to tell you what they do for a job. Success and failures, I think this is the part that they tend to focus in on because it tells you why they're famous. We've been studying a lot of people in our writing. We've been talking about, oh, hi bug, fun times. We've been talking about people such as J.K. Rowling or Michael Jordan and like Walt Disney, people who have overcome some really hard times in the past and kind of what makes it so fantastic that they were able to find success and what they learned from those hard times. And that's usually what the bulk of your biography is going to be made out of. If it happened a long time ago, it might talk about when they died. Yeah, it's part of it. And last, it'll oftentimes, what I touched on earlier, it'll show photos to show you how they looked. And it'll give you an idea of what that time period looked like as well. I have too much fun with that. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Now, so for the assignments that I actually did give you guys access to them on Thursday because I have a lot of eager beavers out there trying to look at it early, which is totally fine. But I don't want people who are not able to access quite as soon. I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed or like you're behind. This is due on Friday. I expect you to start it on Friday, finish it on Friday. I don't want you to feel like I'm burying you in work. I want to make that clear. I want you to first focus on family. This week's all about just getting you guys online and making sure that you're able to see the videos I post, access anything. But we know this is a slow process, even though I have a lot of people who are very eager, which I'm trying to cater to both sides of that. If you are having trouble kind of getting started with online classes, that's okay. We're giving you grace. Just contact me if you need help, okay? So a new program that I'm trying to use is called Common Lit. And what you're going to do is pretty much you're going to see this assignment pop up just like you did for your daily passage. And you're going to click on the link. It's going to be Common Lit. It's going to ask you to sign on. And you're going to click Sign On with Google. And it's going to tell you that I approved you to link your account to Google Classroom, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to have you reset your password. Just use the one that you always use. The lunch number at dallasisd.org is going to be your username. Your password is going to be capital D, DSI at 1617. You guys have been using this for years. So same thing. Anyway, so the two things that I've assigned you one biography to read. This is about Charles Villanueva, and like I said earlier, he's a professional basketball player. He retired back in 2016, and it talks about some of the struggles that he had growing up. He did have something called alopecia, which is where you have spontaneous hair loss, which means not just the hair on your head, but maybe like your eyebrows, your eyelashes, hair like all over the place starts falling out because your immune system is pretty much kicking it off your body. It's saying, I feel like you're attacking me, so we're going to get rid of it. And it's a condition that more people than you probably realize do have. And it's not really like, it doesn't hurt them, but it's more of the psychological impact that it has. Because, if you're losing your hair, it might hurt your heart a little bit. People might make fun of you. So it talks about how he overcame some of the struggles with that condition and ended up becoming a successful professional basketball player. So I thought it was a cool comeback story. And there's a couple of questions that go along with that. In addition, there's a couple of videos that kind of explain what alopecia is and that type of thing that I am going to attach to give you guys a better understanding. I don't know if you're able to access it on that website. It should be connected, but if it's not, I will make sure you see it on Google Classroom, okay? The poem that goes with it. So you may have heard of this person who wrote it. It is actually Tupac, and it is called The Rose That Grew from Concrete. And both of these stories go together so well because they're both about resilience and success. So sticking with things even though they're hard and being tough even whenever life gets you down, which I don't know about you guys, but I feel like as a class we are really showing some resilience because this isn't easy. It's not easy for me. I know it's not easy for you, but as a class we are showing resilience, and we're going to read about 2 more instances where people are showing resilience. And yeah, so there's also questions attached to that. You can play around with the program. There's ways that you can make annotations if you want to take notes. If you want to, it's very short. If you want to TP cast it, be my guest. But I don't want to give you guys a ton of work. I just want to keep you guys enriched and engaged as we kind of navigate this online at-home schooling until we can all see each other again. But anyways, that's my short lesson of the day. I'm hoping to make many more of these for you guys as I'm getting used to teaching you this way. It's been a challenge for me too, but I just want you guys to know I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye, guys.